Greetings and blessings all. Um, Hope everyone is having a good time, having a good day. So today I wanted to talk about a topic which I've had on my mind for quite some time. Actually, I wanted to share it yesterday, but lately I've been feeling, quite down. I haven't been feeling really well, but slowly but surely I'll get back into the thick of things. So the topic that I wanted to talk about was with regards to the purpose of parents as guardians in this world towards their children. As a parent myself, we tend to have a misconception that the children that we bring into this world belong to us, forgetting that each individual spirit belongs to God, every child belongs to God. We as parents, we are simply guardians who were given the responsibility of coaching, nurturing, and guiding that spirit, that child in this world up until a stage where they are able to guide themselves and take care of themselves, even though it doesn't necessarily mean that that child will forget, about their parents and they'll start doing their own thing outside the guidance of their parents, because our parents guide us up until the last day of their breath. So the biggest question that I have is, what is our responsibility as parents, as guides in this world? You come across many parents who have their own opinions about the manner in which a child should live their life, that they have their own wishes in terms of where they want to see their child progress to in life, in terms of aspirations, the type of life the child needs to be living, whatever the case may be, forgetting that ultimately the decision sits with the child, provided that they are guided in the right direction. Recently I was sitting with somebody who was telling me about the journey that they have walked through life, and this person now is close to retirement, and they felt that they were done a disservice or an injustice by their own parent in terms of not guiding them on the pathway which their spirituality was meant to progress into. To get to such a stage or such an age whereby as an adult now you start questioning who you are, where do you come from, yet you had guides, you had parents who were raising you in ways which were suitable to them, yet those ways were not really suitable to the journey that you are meant to take. Many parents guide their children into marrying a certain girl, marrying a certain guy, going to a certain church, going to a specific school. Yes, it is good for a parent to give your child a direction in terms of them knowing that if they take a certain path, where would that path lead them? Or if they make a certain turn along their journey, where would that turn lead them? But ultimately that decision sits with the child, because you as a parent have your own journey, your own path to walk. That child has their own journey and their own path to walk. So it is not your decision to make in terms of where the child must go. And I must be quite honest, because as parents we get to be very hypocritical and selfish, whereby we impose our own beliefs, we impose our own wishes onto our children, not realizing that by doing that we are actually emotionally manipulating the child into living our lives as opposed to living a life that makes them happy, a life that is suitable to them. Yes, as a parent, as a guardian, it is our responsibility to guide the child on the path of light, to show them the difference between right and wrong, to show them the difference between friends which are good for them and friends that are not good for them. But ultimately that decision sits with the child. What happens later on in life, where now the child has walked this whole journey only to realize that during this course of this journey I have never been happy. I only did it because mom said I must do it. I only did it because dad said I must do it. Now that child turns around resenting their own parents, simply because the parents decided to impose their own wishes. You know, I used to have this friend in varsity whose parents just allowed him to do whatever he wants to do in terms of his spirituality, because they gave him that freedom to say, you must know that there is right and wrong in this world, that there is a higher power, higher than what you are. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you need to choose a path that resonates with your spirit. The same lady that I was having a chat with a few days ago, at this stage now, she literally feels that her mother had been evil towards her. There's nothing more painful than watching an elderly individual having resentment or resenting feelings towards their own mother, who is now late, simply because their mother decided to choose a path for them rather than guiding them onto a path which was meant for them. I was fortunate that I was raised in a home where I was exposed to all, sorts of spiritual beliefs. And at the end of the day, I needed to make my own decision. Yes, throughout the course of my life, I went from one door to the next. I went from one belief to the next, only to find myself later on settling on a specific path which resonates with my spirit. But not one day did my mother ever say to me, this is the path that I'm choosing for you. And because we respect our parents so dearly and we revere them so dearly, some of us, to an extent where we literally fear our parents and fear disappointing them and want to make them proud at every single turn, we end up making a decision which not necessarily benefits us in the long run, but just to make our parents happy. Forgetting that our parents have their own journey to walk on this planet, and so do we. Once their journey comes to an end, we still need to continue our own path. Then what happens? Do you now, later on in life, want to look back and want to restart your whole life again? Do you now still continue on that same path which you find doesn't resonate with your spirit? What do you do at that point in time? And I think this is a space where a lot of people end up finding themselves lost, hopping from one church to the next, searching for a spiritual home, searching for themselves to find out who do they really belong to. So I keep on asking myself this question. As a parent, what is my role? I need to understand and acknowledge the fact that I am simply a guardian on this planet who had been entrusted with guiding this young spirit based on the previous experiences and challenges that I've come across. Some people tend to feel or think that they are not capable enough of being the right parent or the right guardian, whether it be because they're not financially sound, or they may be having some certain challenges in life. But I fail to think that God will bring a child into your space between you and your partner if the both of you were not the right pair to guide that spirit. There is a specific reason why a lot of people will try for years and not conceive. Many other reasons. But I personally believe that at the core of everything, if you are not ready to be anyone's guide in this world, conception will be a challenge for you, and you would feel that God has deserted you or your spiritual guardians have deserted you. But one thing that you would not be realizing is that the time is not right now. You are just not ready for that journey. Whether it be your environment, whether it be your physical body, whether it be your state of mind, whether it be your spiritual alignment, it can be many things, but you are just not ready. So, what is it that we need to do to get us ready? Irrespective of whatever challenges life can throw at us, I always tell my friends that in life you need to get ready and stay ready. Stay ready, get ready every single time, because you never know what challenges life may throw at you. Life is not like a movie whereby every script is rehearsed. With regards to life, everything happens now, you have to react to it now. That's reality. So if you have been entrusted with the responsibility of being a guardian, others realizing that or denying that responsibility, you end up that the child becomes raised by, whether it be the neighbor, whether it be family relatives, because at the spiritual core of that specific individual, they know that I am not ready for this task. Maybe later on in life, the person comes around and say, okay, now I'm ready to take up my responsibilities. But at that point in time, they were not ready. So I think it is very crucial that as parents we need to ask ourselves, how am I guiding this child through life? How am I fulfilling my responsibility towards this young spirit on this planet in order for them to be the best that they were meant to be and to realize their fullest potential? Hope you all have a blessed evening. Good night.